What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the video. I'm going to start it off with some more basics you can be training at home. Hopefully there's not as many restrictions where you are so that you can still train and have a great holiday, but there are plenty here, so I'm going to give you guys this that you can practice. Now, we're going to look at the 10 basic strikes again, but this time in double stick. It's not something I spend too much time on, but for the sake of basics, for the sake of training at home, there's a lot you can do without a partner, without even a punching bag that you need to hit. So we're going to give you some great stuff here. Now, when we look at the 10 basic strikes in double stick, it is based off of the 10 basic strikes in single stick. So in single stick, if I break that down real quick, the way that we orient our framework, if you will, we have a right lead, which would be in response to my footwork. So if my right foot's in front, that's a right lead. And then, of course, we have a left lead. And then with our hands, we have what's called a live hand, which is normally the hand that is currently doing majority of the offense. It's the one that's holding the stick in this case. And then we have our safety hand, which supports it, which keeps us safe, and so on and so forth. So right now, the value is different. You can obviously tell which one I would prefer to strike with. Not that I can't punch you, and not that I can't set up with my stick, but I would prefer to use this to parry and use this to strike, because the value or the impact is much greater in the stick than it is in my hand. Now let's go to double stick. So in the 10 basic strikes, all of them are done obviously with the right hand because that one has more value, but now they have the same value. So this can be my live hand, or this can be my live hand. So they are constantly changing between live and safety hand, even though they look the same. And it's not always based off of my footwork anymore. Now it's based off of which one do I feel like should be the one striking. And that's how we determine the lead. So this is my right hand lead, and then this would be my left hand lead. And the way you would see that in the 10 basic strikes, if we did a right hand lead 10 basic strikes, it would look like this. We start off with an angle 1. All my backhand strikes are now my left hand. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rather than a reverse stab, I'm going to go to a round stab on the other side for 8. And normally I would do a sunrise strike where I would step back and clear the way for my stick to hit the ground. But because my left foot's already in front, I've already created that space. I just need to shuffle back to get myself further away, but my stick is already clear. And normally without the stick, it would be here where my safety hand's up because my stick's on the ground. But now I just turn that to an umbrella block. So from the round stab on number 8, I go to an umbrella block, shuffle back 9, and then I step forward, I chamber it onto my shoulder, and there's the upward thrust on 10. Right, so that's how we do it in a right hand lead. But it is just as valid on the left hand lead, so it would be done like so. Now my left hand is angle 1, my right hand is angle 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, round stab 7, again on the other side 8. Now we go umbrella block on my right hand, shuffle back 9, chamber, step forward 10. All right, and that's the way that every student would learn it. Very, very generic and very structured. Right hand lead or left hand lead. Where it gets confusing is where you guys are going to have the most time training on your own and to your own preference. It's when you play between the two. So this is my angle 1, but this is also my angle 2. It depends on which hand lead I'm doing. Right hand lead, this is angle 1, but left hand lead, this is now angle 2. So I'll give you an example. I can jump between the two at will. I have 1, 2, 3, pulling some single stick, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see I kind of jump back and forth from right hand lead, left hand lead, double stick, single stick. So when we start to understand kind of the reasoning behind it, it becomes a lot more clearer as to which one am I going to choose, right hand lead, left hand lead. Do I feel like my left hand would have a better chance at maximizing the angle for offense? Or do I feel like my right hand is overall better? So in this moment, as much as I'd like to be, ambidextrous, I'm going to prioritize setting up my right hand to strike as opposed to check, right? So it all starts with very basic things like the 10 basic strikes. Whether you follow Anastacio or you have one of your own, guys, make sure that you focus on the fundamentals and the basics, because the more refined your eyesight is, the more refined that you think about it, Those fundamentals are very important to everything that you do. So before you get to the Sinawalis and the double strikes and all this crazy jazz, make sure you really understand how to put it all together in very simple, basic format. And then you can start playing around with it and have fun with that.
Look at the little man setup, matching bed with his matching blanket. Brought his ball from home, just chilling out. Barricaded him here on the reception side. Actually, what I used to do was I used to keep him on his leash and have him kind of like attached to this chair that I put on the mat so he's closer to me. But I do like him to have the freedom if he does want to get out of bed. Most of the time he's just sleeping, but if he does, he can, look out the window, pretty much roam all over the reception area. And now, especially with like his ball, if he feels like he wants to play, he'll just run around and go crazy without jumping into the Zoom class that I'm about to do. So it's 4:30. Just setting up the gym right now, just the lights, laptop placement, nothing too crazy. I've kind of just been idle for the past couple hours at my desk, just keeping everything sharp with the back end, just making sure everything is prepared for me to be away for the computer for, a couple days. I do want to get some footage up during the shutdown break, but aside from that, I'm not really going to work too much on like academy operations. I have about 30 minutes, so I think I'm gonna do a quick like shadow boxing just to get my blood pumping, get a little bit warmed up because it is a little cold at the gym. Just gonna vibe out a little bit, and then like I said, we're gonna wrap up tonight as the last Kali class, the last class in general of 2020.
All right, guys, that is it. The final class has finished. Huge shout out to all of my students who has helped the Academy sustain and persevere throughout the pandemic and continue to support us. I want to give a quick shout out to all of the AKA Online fam, as well as you guys for watching the content, supporting myself, my businesses, my boy here. And honestly, all of this is for you guys, and all the lovely comments, good and bad, all of the connections that I've built over the years, and especially this year. I feel like 2020 really brought a sense of closeness more than ever, especially to those that matter and that are important in my life, and hopefully that has happened to you as well. I'm going to give you guys as much content as I can over the breaks, but as of right now, it's time to celebrate. It's time to enjoy a little bit of downtime. I want to wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and hope that everything is well with you, with your family, with your loved ones. And just remember that good times are on our way, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's in a week, whether it's in a month, 6 months, it is coming. Just continue to keep your head high, continue to stay positive, keep training. And until next time, I'll catch you guys then.